ki khubor ka Batesi TV. Lawan Rashapi taka Frank Motors, the all-new Altros. Now, with more exciting features.
Ka IZ Group of Institution Bangalore, kadai ke college babhatam nagabanta ka jingkuli nursing but paramedical course, hospital training, Pynjot scholarship but 6% ka kam, haki hospital bahedo India but shabari. Na banta ka jingkuli ka jingseo ka paret but pila ban lagu ban kuli da ka education loan. Pila ruban syukola ho number khandai nyo saw san riu pranot. Lani khandai pran riu laisan, arn riwe khandai pra. Menteri ke Sarkar Jila bak polling do ulaong baki kam Lehnoh bat ka jingkai bean ya Droks ki paushai ba ki dei ki nong Pynjot ik Imlang ke Sahlang. Ubak polo keren ya kini halor ka jingyok kem juki pulit dangshen ya ki noyalam bat ki dekhot jong National Liberation Council of Nongkendong hak jing keren bagi lap thai kubor hak arpun riu trik unailar arja pulai. Bat ongru baki kam Lehnoh kini ke Jila kem shim lala syu bandang khikli. Henry kanu ke jing persang ban pin ki em biang ye ki kam Lehnoh hak Jila ki dai tang ki jing persang banyalam bakla. Ubak polo kentui ki samla ki barang khedang san ba kim dei satya ban sha pengop hakinu kenu jing sha pen biet. Bat ongru ba ka jing bom yok kam yok jam. Kamla satya ban long ka jing ai daw ba ki samla kin hap ban kieng daki atyar lani ban phai khmat no sha ka kam khai Droks ni ban le kinu jat kam ki balong bi ai.
Well, the phenomenon of armed insurgency or militancy has died in the region itself, and as you can see, the best example that we have is our neighbor Assam, which for several decades experienced groups like the Ulfa and the Boro armed groups, but subsequently they all failed in not only their mission, their purpose, but also it proved to be counterproductive. Today, Assam is on a growth trajectory like never has been seen in the past. So all this was possible because insurgency was contained, controlled, and subsequently it died down. So any attempt to revive insurgency in any form in the state would be a very misguided attempt, an attempt at sabotaging the interest of the very people that these groups try to claim to represent and stand for. So I would appeal to youngsters not to be misguided, not to fall prey to the malicious propaganda of such forces. And you also perhaps realize that armed groups and the drugs scene go hand in hand. So it is a very lethal, very dangerous mix, because once you have armed groups and there is a spurt in narcotics, then the two can prove to be absolutely damaging to not only this generation but to future generations. When you look at the space around us, you can see that somewhere in the backwaters of Meghalaya, here in Riboy district, you have a whole community led by an entrepreneur and supported by the Dorbar, coming up with such a beautiful project, which is an attempt at self-sustenance. They never complained about poverty. They fought poverty. So unemployment should not be an excuse for anybody to take to arms or drugs or such illegal activities. In fact, the more violence you have, the more will be the level and the index of poverty. So, and unemployment is also caused because of lack of, when you have a spurt in violence, which such groups can trigger. So, this is defeatist mentality. And I would urge upon the youth. Today the government has opened up tourism in a huge way. We have seen the prime tourism vehicle scheme. We've seen the 1,000 homestay project. These are all for whose benefit? I urge upon the youths to take advantage of these schemes and not to be misled into wrong ideology. The committee is yet to report back to me, but I expect that in the next 2 weeks or so they should be able to come up with the final report, and consequent to that I would take a final call on the matter. The shortlisted list will come for my consideration, and with the on the advice of the Chief Minister, we will take a final call on the matter.